I'm going to jump into my review for Annie Bot by Sierra Greer. Sierra Greer grew up in Minnesota before attending Williams College and Johns Hopkins University. A former high school English teacher, she writes about the future from her home in rural Connecticut. Annie Bot is her debut novel and was published in 2024. So yes, I had just started this last week, like just started it, and the day that day and the day after, I read a lot of it. So I kind of like sat down and read half of it on that first day, and it's just because it was so engrossing and so interesting. So this is about a robot named Annie, and she lives with her owner, whose name is Doug, and he basically bought her, and also she cost like $250,000, first of all. So like that's something that's revealed in the book. So like people who have robot companions in this book are like, they're the rich. It's only rich people who can afford them at this point.
Fascinating.
So yeah, so you know that this Doug guy is like super rich. He bought her originally to just like cook and clean for him, basically. So in this situation, there's like three different...
This is already so stressful.
I know. Just you wait. So... Because there's basically like three different types of like AI companion that people can have. They can either have an Abigail, which is a cooking and cleaning robot. They can have I can't remember what they call them, but basically a nanny robot. And then the other version is called a cuddle bunny, which means, you know, a little girlfriend companion type of thing. And so that's what he ends up turning her into, because he's like, I don't need you to cook and clean for me anymore. I just want you to be my girlfriend. And so that's her life at the beginning of the book. Like she is just there basically as a sex object for him. And so I will say that this is quite a spicy book, just as a warning. Like it is like, you know, it's a sci-fi book in some ways, but it is quite spicy as well. So that is just like a warning for anyone who doesn't maybe want that.
I didn't see that
coming. I know. I was kind of surprised. I was like, oh my God, we're like on page 10 and like, whoa, things are happening. So,
I think that's a good warning to have, because I don't think most people would assume
exactly. That. But yeah, so that is something about the book. But basically how it all starts out is that, yeah, she's just kind of living her life, and her whole purpose in life is to please him, basically, in all aspects of life. So like if she says something that like makes him a little bit unhappy, she can like see that his displeasure is at a 3 out of 10, and she's like, I have to do everything in my power to fix it. So that's like her whole existence. That's all she thinks about. She isn't really, you know, a person at all. And so what happens is that
I'm so uncomfortable right now.
It is a really uncomfortable book, like, because the whole thing is that like she is owned by him, so there's obviously this like power imbalance, but he really wants her to like feel like a person, and he really wants her to like be human, and but she of course never can, especially because he's fully in control of her. So if she like does anything wrong, he can just like change her settings, or he can do whatever he wants to her. So this is actually a really good companion, no pun intended, to the movie Companion, which is kind of a similar situation.
Oh, okay.
So I really highly recommend it. If you've seen the movie Companion, like, you will love this book, and vice versa.
I'm getting slightly Ruby Sparks vibes.
A little bit. That's a great point. I was going to bring that up and I forgot to write it down. So thank you for saying that. Perfect. It is the exact same kind of situation where it's like you've created something and you're abusing the power you have over that thing. And it's so stressful. And so the whole book is basically like you're reading about a toxic relationship, because that's in you know, the grand scheme of things what it is. And it is very stressful. And you just like are rooting for her the whole time, and you just like want her to get away. But there's so many things like stopping her from being able to, like, because she feels this like sense of duty to this person, and she is programmed that way, and so she can't really help it. But at the same time, she is like evolving and learning things that other robots in this world like aren't capable of yet. So she's kind of like above and beyond, like she's learning faster and more differently than other robots are necessarily. And so that scares him. That scares him a lot. And that's like another big thing in the book, is that like she is kind of becoming too human for his liking almost. And it's like, oh, it's so spooky. It's very spooky. So I really, really enjoyed it.